Hello, everybody. It's a Monday, and I wasn't even planning on going live, at least not yet. Or I don't know. I had no plans on going live today. But I gotta be honest, this has been a rough day in Chicago again. You know, I swear, Chicago is just like wearing me out, and I love my city. I really do. I love Chicago. I love how it looks. I love. I usually love the summertime, because summer in Chicago is awesome. I love the vibrancy of the city. I love living by the water. But damn, it's rough out here right now. I'm trying to figure out why is my phone still doing shit when I put it on Do Not Disturb. Hi, Lisa. If it moves and stuff, I don't know what's going on with my phone. My phone is just doing what the hell it wants. So, hi, Miffy. So I'm sure most of you are aware of what's going on in Chicago since the early morning. Hey, Michelle. If you're unaware, they were looting in Chicago, all over. So, hey, Bella. So, it's like I woke up around 5 something looking at stuff, and I'm seeing people talking about what's going on, and I start looking, and I see like ABC7, which is ABC channel here, reporting live about the looting downtown. And it's like just the most random, just doing some bullshit. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. There's always these narratives, hi Flo Frost, you're new, that now we're trying to justify what happened. Everything is saying is a lie. Because what the hell is going on? Why is my stuff doing that? It's on Do Not Disturb. Hold on. I don't know what's going on. Because every time something okay, so hey Elle, how are you? Okay, so there are excuses for what's going on. But hey Helen, but really this isn't why. So the excuse is that yesterday, Sunday, there was a shooting of a young man in a neighborhood by the police. Now, of course, this narrative changes and changes, but basically what it is, hi Danielle, is that this young man pulled out a gun, police were coming at him, pulled out a gun, ran, and then started shooting at them. Hey Lenny, okay, I got you. Hey Danny, so that's pretty much that's what happened, right? And I have firsthand account from somebody who works this, is that the other issue is that, so of course, right, but here's the thing, that's bullshit. That was not why they did this. In the first place, they're trying to say, oh no, the police just did this, he didn't have a gun. Even his grandmother said that he ain't right. First off, they were first trying to say it was a 15-year-old. It was not, it was a 20-year-old. So, it's like the narrative changes to justify bullshit. And I'm here to say this, people, we can't use this excuse all the time about how, no, it's no, it's not always, that's not always that. And we can't fall back on it all the time and use that as our sword to fall on when fucked up shit is happening. We can't use racial injustice, social, economic injustice. We can't use that. This is not what it is about. Right. No, he's not dead. I know this for a fact because I know somebody who works in the district. The boy is in the hospital. He's going to recover. He's fine. I mean, he's fine for being shot. But yes, he was shot and he was shooting at them. It was a shoot out. That's number one. But here's the interesting thing. A couple of weeks ago, we had a shooting at a funeral in the same neighborhood. And let me make this clear so people who don't live here understand. This is all in the same area. This is all the same neighborhood. This is the north end of it. The funeral was in the south end. Wasn't nobody looting for that. Why? Because y'all was shooting at each other. Y'all was and let's be clear, at the funeral it was both sides shooting. So it wasn't just a shoot. It wasn't just people shooting from the car. Y'all better understand, it was people on the street shooting too, because they knew what was happening. So to say things like the police knew, well, hell, everybody who went to that damn funeral knew what was possible to happen. So yeah, it was a gunfight, Danny. See, they try to change this narrative, and this is the reality of it. And it's not right, and it's not good. Yeah. Right. Right. And all these kids have been randomly shot in these last few weeks. See, this was, and let me say this. This was a plan. This was not something they said people were meeting up on 87th Street, which is out by me. Oh, thank you, Flo. You know, they were out by me, out south. There was a caravan of cars and U-Hauls and SUVs that moved downtown last night to go loot. I have seen videos of these idiots on live showing the shit they were doing. It boggles my mind how ridiculously stupid these motherfuckers are. And I need us to not try to, because I done heard people with these conspiracy theories and all this other shit. No, and see, here's the thing. They didn't just hit downtown. They've been going all over. They went to the north side. They were planning this. And everybody's saying that there was a plan. And I've seen, stuff on Facebook where they're saying, hey, we about to go DT, we taking care of it at midnight. So there was a definite plan in place, and people knew what was going to happen, what was planned, and they did what they wanted to. And so now what's the problem with this, hi Mina, is exactly that, is that all of this kind of shit fucks up the actual social issues that people are fighting for. Yes, I've seen the screenshots of the plan, everything. So this ain't had nothing to do, but it wasn't about protesting. It wasn't about any of those things. What it was about was opportunistic theft. That's all. That's all this is about, is opportunistic theft. Let me tell you though, and it's so, now I will say this, they got away, and no, hey Onad, right, but this has got nothing to do with Black Lives Matters. Let's make this clear. This ain't got shit to do with it. And we as Black people have to make clear that this shit that they're doing, and the people here in Chicago have to stand firm as Black people and say, this ain't got nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. This has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. This was a bunch of thugs looting. Oh, I got it, but Black Lives Matter, and we as Black people have to stand up in Chicago and say, this ain't got shit to do with this. A bunch of damn ignorant ass kids, young people looting. That's what this was. This is what they call themselves on the come up. I saw a video, the guy, they did this shit live. Oh yeah, of course they will. So we have to be a stronger voice that says, this is not Black Lives Matter. This is not Black Lives Matter. This is not about any of this. We we must say, we're not letting them use the excuse of what happened in Chicago as a reason for doing this. We have to say that as a collective, as Black folks. We have to say, this ain't got shit to do with anything like that. It has nothing. Right. But we as Black people have to see, too often Black people like, well, this and that. No, stop saying that shit. No, we must say, this ain't got shit to do with this bunch of fucking thieves, and we need to address these little motherfuckers. That's what has to happen. And it's so sad. Yeah, honey, it's so many of them, because you have to remember the mentality of our young people. They want to show what they're doing. That's their way of proving they was on some shit. I saw some of them trying to break into an ATM. They didn't there with a hammer trying to break into an ATM, filming themselves live, and then getting attitudes and talking crazy as they're filming themselves live. Not saying, because in their minds, and this is so interesting, and I need everybody to understand this. People are always like, Facebook is doing this. Facebook, they taking our privacy away. You don't have privacy on Facebook. You don't have privacy on Facebook. Let's be clear on that. Facebook is a public entity, is a company. You don't own Facebook. None of us do. We use Facebook, but we don't own it. So them monitoring and catching things, that's part of what you do as a business. So they think that in their mind, they put this shit on social media and it's private. Dude, none of this is ever private. And that's what everybody has to understand and stop acting like it is. You know, like, oh, Facebook said this about me. They have every right. It's their company. It's their company and their policies that we sign on to. And so therefore, it's up to them how they police and what they say and what they do. So, you know, but it's just, so, and it wasn't just one, it was multiple things I've seen where these people are on Facebook showing themselves looting in the streets. I mean, there was a shooting at police officers during the looting. There's all kind of shit that's happening. You know what I'm saying? And they feel empowered to do this. And the reason, and one of the reasons why they feel empowered to do this is because no one was arrested after the first ones. Y'all don't know that, right? In Chicago, there were no arrests after the first round of looting. So if you got away with it before, if everybody can say nothing gonna happen, that's part of the reason why this happened. Just so y'all understand that. Part of the reason why this happened is because there were absolutely no arrests after the last round of looting. So by not arresting anybody, that gave them license to do that again. Well, in the first place, freedom of speech is about the government. Facebook ain't the government. Facebook is a private entity, and they have every right to limit speech in any way, shape, form that they want to. And if you don't like it, then you leave the platform. This ain't, you know, they keep acting like, that's like with YouTube. Right. That's like with YouTube when people say things, listen, this is a business entity. These are business entities. So they have to do what's right for them as a business. So it's ridiculous. But so now, this is what's happening here. So, you know, besides now we are in Monday. Right now, thank God it's storming. Now, Mother Nature has come through with tornadoes today. Because the plan was to loot more today. However, the stores and everything are closed down. So right now, even if it wasn't this storm, you know, even if it wasn't this storm, most of the cities, most of the suburbs, they are barricading themselves. The stores are closing early. They're trying to, you know, get fortified to make sure this doesn't happen. And so that's what's really sad. So while they think they're doing something, you are putting us all in positions where, like, what if I needed to go out and get something? What about your grandma? Right. Yeah, oh no, they were getting started already. And that's why all the cities, you know, that's why all the neighboring, all the suburban areas are shutting down and making sure that there's nothing open. You know, yeah, they want Madison, baby. Yeah, I saw the Madison, the police was on Madison barricading them in. You know, it's like, but you wonder, we're about to have a curfew again. Part of the downtown area has been shut down, where, you know, if you're not from Chicago, parts of the downtown area are bordered by the river. So they have raised up the right, wow, they have raised up the bridges. They have blocked off, yeah, they have blocked off streets, so you can't get into the downtown area. And it's so funny because they're like, you know, she's doing all this for that area. She damn straight better. I'm sorry, that is the financial district. That is where the majority of the money is in our city. So they're going to protect that shit. So to say that this is, oh, they don't care about, How they gonna protect the neighborhoods where these people are coming from? Hi, Rose. Right. Right. So I'm sorry if you all in your feelings because they're trying to protect downtown. That's what's gonna happen. Hi, Sarah. And we need to stop making excuses. These people who did that don't give a damn about racial injustice. You know, they, hi, Miss Boyd. They don't care about racial injustice. They don't care about Black Lives Matter. They don't care about any of those things. They don't care about any of those things, and you have to just understand that they don't care. So to give them those economic disparities and everything, oh dang, they don't care about economic disparities. They don't care about any of that. Not only not to cover your plates, but most of them was out there with no mask on, filming themselves. The guys I saw on live trying to keep that were trying to break into the ATM ain't got a mask on and going live, so everybody can see him on his own Facebook page. So we can all see you. We all know your name. We know who you are. But you thought that made sense, and that's the thing. They really do think, hey, I'm above, and that's the problem. Is that we are now here in Chicago in this space of lawlessness. It is very they believe they are above the law. They believe they can do whatever they want. When did people start shooting at the police? When did we do that? You know what I'm saying? Right? When do we start doing this? Not cover your plates, not cover your face, not just doing reckless stuff, and then gonna wonder. Now at least right, and it's just sad, and they're just and in their minds this makes so much sense, but what happens is that the ripple effect you might not affect them, because really they have no goals. They think that they have done something really wonderful for their lives. I'm on the come up. That's what they were saying. It's a come up. This is a come up. But understand that ultimately it's going to wreck these neighborhoods. It's going to shut down. I mean, the banks around me aren't even open. Some of the banks haven't even opened to right now. They barely got ATMs out, and so the ripple effect is now here's the issue. Now these companies are shut down again. Are they going to pay these people again? Are they going to reopen if after the fact that now you have shut us down again and you've stolen from us again? Now, and when they see a gathering of young Black people, they have every right to be afraid, because now this is what they see of us. This is what they see of us as people, and it makes me so sad. And it's like, you don't get it. You really don't get it. This is, that you are creating, like, for instance, the Walgreens right around the corner from me still isn't open. There's Walgreens that aren't open in our communities. There's stores that have yet to open up. And with this kind of stuff going on, will they ever open up? What the people who work there have now lost their jobs. Will they, not all of them can go to other places. This was convenient because it was in the neighborhood they could walk to work. What if they can't go? And the companies don't have the capacity to move all of these people. So some of them are going to be laid off, lose their jobs, right? In an emergency, I don't have a store by me anymore. I got to get in the car and find a store, They shut it down going into downtown. So there are no, I know the red line, I'm pretty sure the blue line, Some of them have been shut down. I am sure we're going to be on a curfew tonight. I am sure they're going to shut down all that stuff tonight, overnight, because they have to. Because right now it's storming, but that doesn't say that if the storm stops, these idiots is going to say, let's go and do what we was going to do anyway. They feel like they have the upper hand, when in actuality what's going to happen in the next 5 years, because they have it at this moment, but 5 years from now, the impact of what they did today, the impact of what they did today will make a difference in their lives, and they won't even know it or acknowledge that the shit that's going on in their neighborhoods that they can't leave from is because of the things they did years before. What can we do to change it? You know what? Honestly, I honestly don't know. And the reason why I say that is because it's not just them, it's the whole neighborhood. It's the whole, it's that whole, their families. Because trust me, they ain't going out there without their families knowing what they're doing. Most of them don't. Their family knows exactly what they're doing. So the question is, how do we do this? One of the ways, what were the reasons for looting? Absolutely no fucking reasons, Rose. People are trying to put it on the fact that there was a shootout with police earlier that day, but it was not that, because the shit was too well orchestrated and too well planned out. So no, I don't think it had anything to do with that. They were just looking for a reason to do it. Right. And here's the thing with it, is that here's one of the things, and I believe in this. I think that if we made parents more accountable for their children when they are young, for the things that they are doing, then that would stop some of this. If parents were held accountable for what Ray did when he was 14 years old, you might have stepped into his ass at 20, before he hit 20 and became the menace that he is. Besides this, see, there's a whole lot that's been going on. They're saying, people are getting their cars jacked, everything. There's this lawless feeling right now in Chicago, hi Marnie, where they really do feel like they can do whatever fuck they want. So it makes it very scary as just a regular person to be out here in the streets, even to go out. There are certain places they're saying, watch where you at when you're on the street. Why? Because people are just coming up to you with guns and taking things. So it ain't just about the stores. They're taking from individuals. They're taking away livelihoods. They're taking away more than they can ever imagine. You better not fight over your car. You better give your car away, because it's better to give that car away than be shot. Nope, you better not do that. And people have to understand that, because they have no remorse or no care about shooting your ass. So if somebody wants your car, walk away from that motherfucker, because it's a thing that you can always get, Bella. And don't you ever feel like that. In life, you can always get something back, but you can't get your life back. So no, you will walk away from your car. You will give them your car, and you will walk away. Because better to walk away than to lose your life. And that's the truth of it, because you have to understand, if they're willing to go out here and do what they're doing, they don't give a fuck. They don't care about their own lives. They're not going to care about yours. They're not going to say, oh, she's going to fight. Right? Nothing. Not a damn thing. So, yes, she fought for that car in a different way, but no, she cannot fight. No. If they come for your car, you hand that car over and walk away. A lady I know got carjacked. The lady who I work with got carjacked before all this happened. So no, you will not. No, you will not. Somebody got a gun on your ass, you better give up that fucking car, because you can always get another car. Trust me. You can always get another car. Always. And always remember that. You know, because sometimes we have to understand things like that are not that important. No matter how much we love them, no matter how much we cherish them, they are things, and they will never be more important in our lives. So you got to walk away. um I worry about my students because I know some of them are out there, and sadly I'm sure some of my students were out there. Yeah. Yeah. No, there's oh no, they ain't trying to get wet now. That's too much. Nah, so you know, Mother Nature has put her foot down, and hopefully she'll keep. You know what? To be quite honest, I want the rain to. I want it to rain all day. I would like it to rain all day for the rest of the evening. I would just like it to rain. Why? Because it will dampen their. Um, I'm safe. I'm in the house. I, I didn't go get my Aquaphor. The only thing I didn't do is I didn't get the damn Aquaphor for my brows. So now I gotta figure out what I'm putting on these brows. No, I hope that the that the rain keeps coming and they'll stay in the house. Well, the thing about it, I think, is because in the rain they might slip, they might fall. Hey, Rita. So what has and what it says is that people. Here's what's also gonna happen, and this is what they don't understand. They're gonna move them out as much as possible. They're really going to start the push to move people out. Everybody's like, oh, we're disenfranchised. Make no mistake, there's already making moves to take over the rest of the city, and those neighborhoods that they live in have really nice places, houses, apartments. And so the move to get Ray Ray and all them out these neighborhoods is going to be real, because this can't go on. How are you feeling, Rita? I mean, and so it makes me sad because, it's just insane, and I just didn't expect it. It's like you didn't expect this to happen. It was like, what just happened? Why? It was like, hi, Audrey. Yes. Oh, they're gonna be pushing them out. Gentrification was already on the way, and now they're really gonna move it. Hi, how are you? And so it makes me say, I mean, like, honestly, still positive? No. Yep. No, what they're gonna do is they're gonna raise property taxes. They're going to raise property taxes so that these people can't pay their property taxes, and then they're going to be bought. Their taxes are going to be bought, and then they're going to be kicked out of their home. Their families are going to lose their homes, because see, you have to understand, some of these houses are generational, especially in some of these in some of these neighborhoods. These are homes that a lot of them are living with 3 generations in one home, because your grandparents took the time and bought some property. So they're all living in these houses, in these flats, 2 or 3 flats. So what's going to happen is they're going to raise those property taxes, and so to the point that they can't pay for them. Somebody's going to buy them property taxes, and they're going to kick them out. That's what's going to happen. Grandma going to lose her home because because y'all can't pay the property taxes. See, here's the issue, and that's where they're not going to see where the consequences are, is that when they bring up these property taxes, y'all can't even help grandma pay them, because y'all ain't doing shit with your lives. And so what they are and so what they're anticipating is that you can't pay them. So then therefore somebody's going to buy up your taxes and kick you out your house. Oh, and it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. Exactly, Karen. And that's the thing. These places have been generational homes. And if you keep pushing the property taxes up to the point that people can't pay them, then people can swoop in and buy them and then take over your neighborhood. Easiest way to do it is that way. And then yep. Nope. And the problem is because the other generations are not, doing anything with their lives. They're living off of grandma and grandpa's largesse because they were the ones who put down that money. And so then that's what's going to happen, is that those property taxes are going to go up. And the people and they ain't nobody really working no jobs because they just kicking it and they're getting whatever they can get or hustling on the side or whatever. And so when it comes time, they ain't even thinking about those property taxes because they all just living there and think they can do this forever. See, that's the issue. They think they can do this kind of shit forever. And then what happens is when it actually happens, then they cry and act like, oh my God, life has been so difficult. Oh my God. And here's the thing that I'm gonna say, and I've said this before, is that hi, Barbara, is that we have to be honest that some people don't want a better life. They just don't. And so we have to, right, exactly. Some people aren't ready for the better life. They're happy with the life they have. And so they don't see any reason to change. And that's the thing that we have to understand. They don't see any reason to change. They think they're fine. They think they're fine. And they're okay with that life. And so what we have to see, is that, and honestly, I just don't know. I think the best thing we can honestly try to do is to reach the ones we can, because so many are lost. I don't even know if we can ever find them again. And that's what's really sad, is that because it's not just them, it's their parents, it's their grandparents. It's this generational vibe, way of life that has taken over. And so I don't know how we can fix it, because the thing is that people have to want to be fixed. They have to want that change. They have to look at their life and see, maybe there's a better way. Maybe this isn't the way I need to be. Maybe this is something else I could be doing. See, I'm going to say this. I want us to stop saying things like post-traumatic and everything and giving them all these wonderful outs. I don't think we need to, I think we need to stop giving them all these wonderful excuses. We need to be honest with ourselves. They're okay with where they are and they don't want to change. See, we survived and we grew, and our grandparents did, because they wanted more. They wanted more. They worked hard for more. That was they had a vision. They had something they wanted. They don't. They don't. They think and I'm going to tell you this, and this is like the most incredible shit to me. It's many of our young people feel entitled. And I don't understand. It's like, do you know where you live? Do you know what kind? But in their minds, they're entitled to certain things. And we have done, and I think many of our parents and everything have done our children a disservice, trying to shield them from the realities of life and make them not understand, that you got to work for shit. It ain't going to come to you. It's not going to be handed to you. It never was. So why would we expect it now? Why do we think that something's going to be handed to us when it never was? And we got to be honest about that and realistic about life. It never was handed to us. We worked for the things we had and worked damn hard. And by giving our young people this idea that they're entitled and they should be given things, shooting outside the White House? Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord. That, right. But it, see, Rita, I'm saying this from being around a lot of these people, and I'm gonna say this outside of the bubble of where many of us our middle class lives have been. You have to understand that is that I have been, see, I didn't, for a long time, I didn't have a car. I've lived in the city, in the hood, you know, is that they should not say, what can we get? So I wasn't, I wasn't insulated from things. So I have walked around in the neighborhoods and seeing people and heard what they have to say, and I work with kids. I'm telling you, so many of our people believe that they are entitled and that something is going to be given to them, and that's part of the issue. They think that things are supposed to be given to him. Ooh, let's see, where's my other phone? We need to check this out. Let's see, can we find this out? Where's my damn other phone? Baby, this. Right. It's, so we have to understand that there's a certain amount of, and there isn't gratitude. There isn't no work ethic for quite a few people. Let's just be honest. There's this feeling of entitlement. They don't have to work for things. And I'm not, and listen, I'm not gonna sit up here and sugarcoat it and act like that. Wow. And I'm not gonna sit up here and act like that we should feel sorry for what they're doing and how they're doing it. Do you know how I sit in classrooms and try to fight with our kids to get them to learn? Do you know how I fought with kids we fight with children every day, then we fight with their parents we fight with our the parents who then say we need to be doing this. Look at the things that people say. Thank you, Marnie. Thank you. Look at the things that people that are said, when it comes down to education, and all these things. And it's like, until that is part of the issue, we were taught we needed to learn, we needed to grow, we had to have more things like that. And that is not what our kids are being told. When you like, for instance, if you're failing and up comes and how about this? When you're failing a class, you're failing in school, and here comes homecoming, right? And you got D's and F's, and you come to homecoming, and your mama and your mama and them have gotten you, like, if you're a girl, they done got your hair done, they got your nails done, they got you a new outfit, new shoes. This whole thing, they done spent like $200 or $300 on this stuff, so you can look good at homecoming. Now your grades are shit. You failing every fucking thing. You barely passing anything. Your grades are shit. But you gonna look good at fucking homecoming. You barely passing. You barely passing, but we gonna make sure prom come around. We gonna have a whole prom to do. We gonna rent cars. We gonna do all of that so you look good and we can take pictures. And that is part of the issue. We have the superficiality of many of us is very telling. Now let me say this, it ain't just us, but I don't care. I can't take care of everybody. What I can worry about are the people who look like me, who affect my life, who look like me. Right. Well, and now in private school, you got to make sure you're keeping up with that stuff. Exactly. Priorities are off. And so if their parents' priorities are here, how can you expect them to have better priorities? If the parents aren't pushing for education, if the parents are acting like it's my job to make sure your kid does well, and you don't have any input in it, and don't bother me. Before the school, before we got kicked out of school, we literally had some students who were so fucked up. Their parents stopped answering the phone to us because they didn't want to hear any more about what their child was doing. Now, how do we handle that? If the parents aren't going to step up, if the that too. If the parents don't care and are expecting us to do everything, then how can we do that? And I promise you, being in the schools saddens me, because I am in an urban school, in a setting where every child looks like me, and it makes me sad. Almost it wears me out, and yet I still push, because there'll be a few that will learn, and that maybe we can get through to. And so the thing is that the only thing we can do is hopefully help some, and what we have given them will stick. And as they get older, those lessons that we try to give them will stick, and that they can make some changes, because it ain't coming from their parents. Because I have parents that will come in and cuss out everybody. Yeah, you got to live off the grid, but you also have to be a parent that is willing to say that is willing to say, my kid ain't perfect. Because see, the other thing is like, everybody, whenever some shit go down, everybody wants to sit around and go, oh, why would my baby, when goddamn well your baby wasn't that great. If we pull up their school records, if we pull up everything else, we're gonna see what your baby was like. And the thing is that as parents, we have to stop making excuses for our children and acting like they're angels. Because too often the parents come in and defending their children, when their children ain't shit, and their children understand that the buttons that they can push with their parents, and their parents gonna come up here, and kids will tell you, gonna keep doing it, I'm gonna tell my mama this and this, and they know their parents are going to come up there and go off. Now, people like me, they don't go off on them, because I look at them like they motherfucking crazy. But that's what we have to contend with, Oh yeah, and right, and parents have to come to things. But when they do come to things, come and actually hear about your kid. Hi, Miss B. You got to be willing to listen to what people say about your child. And that's across the board, because guess what? I said this earlier. Children are sneaky. We were sneaky. We did not tell our parents everything we were doing, and we made sure our parents didn't know everything that we did. So what makes us different? What makes you think your kid ain't sneaky? You think your kid ain't going to sit in your face and lie and say they didn't do something so they don't get in trouble with you? Of course they are. That's the nature of being a kid. But as a parent, you're supposed to look at your kid and say, you are lying. I'm look at you and go, and you need to understand the nature of your child. You need to understand the nature of your child to say, oh no, that sounds like some shit you would do. Trust me, every time I got a call about DJ in his mouth, and them saying he said some shit, and he'd be like, no ma, and I look at him and say, quit lying. Because I know, y'all done heard my son's mouth. Do you think he just came up with that mouth? Of course not. He always had that mouth. And that was the biggest thing I fought with. Is you need to be quiet. You don't have to do this. You cannot do this every time. You can't be this jackass every time. Oh, okay, good. Right, so when a teacher would tell me that, but I'm willing to say that, it's not that they, not only do they not know their kids, but they're not willing to admit that kids lie, that their kid will lie to them. They want to believe that their kid would never tell them a lie. And the child that they see in front of them, because guess what? We always go, as a kid, you're not going to do the shit you do out in the streets in front of your parents. Right. Oh yeah, it's oh yeah. Those are the parents. Uh-huh. Okay. Because and they really don't, because they want to see what they want to see, which is my kid is okay. You know, they just lying. They always, and they agree to the narrative that the teachers don't like your kid. I'm gonna be real with y'all. If I really don't like a kid, there's a good reason. Because you're disrespectful, you don't listen, I can't be bothered, you know. So therefore, I don't like your kid. Now I'm gonna teach your kid, but I don't like your kid, and that's very rare. But and the thing is, we don't go into it thinking I don't like these kids. We don't. We want to deal with every kid in a way to make sure they're okay, you know. Right. And that's the other thing. And that's the other thing, Stanford. A lot of times we don't like your kid because your kid is unlikable. Your kid is an unlikable little asshole, but we can't tell you that. What we can tell you is the nice way to say it. He's disruptive in class. He doesn't listen, but you don't want to hear that because you want to believe that little Johnny is okay, or little Mary does what I say. She's not that person, when in actuality, that ain't got nothing to do with it. And they do. And they will believe their child. I've had too many times and be like, yeah, okay, this is what I'm going to tell my mama. This is what I'm going to say. And this. Yes, it is hard. It really is. And it's going to be harder now because now the parents really ain't going to want, everybody wants online school, but everybody wants the teachers to maintain their kids in these online schools. And many parents don't want to admit to the fact that now you got to have some hands-on. Oh, let me tell you a story, Barbara. One time, it was years ago, I was in school. I believe I will give my child the benefit of the doubt, but I also know my kids. So I knew, they said that absolutely, there are some teachers that are not good teachers and shouldn't be there. Not every teacher is a good teacher, and you can tell those. You can always tell those ones. But let me say this: two things. One time I was in a classroom and these girls were talking about fighting. They were teenage girls. And they was talking about, I'm with this bitch ass and yeah. And then I'm just looking at them like this. Right. Yeah, and then that's what you know. So I'm sitting there, I said, and I'm looking at them like, what? Because, they're having a whole conversation about fighting. 16, 17-year-old girls. And they looked at me and they said, Miss Caillouet, why you look, they were like, Miss Caillouet, why are you looking at, look at her, they was like, look at how she looking at us, because of course, my kids always look at me like, oh, she's so bougie, oh, she's so that. And I'm just looking at them like, Lord Jesus, like this. I said, well, I said, I'm just thinking about, you're going to get older and you're going to not, you're going to grow out of this stage. You're not going to be wanting to fight and everything, because it's saying something you should do. And they turned to me and said, please, my mama and my aunties be out there fighting like this. What you mean? Hi, Indessence. Hey, Alicia. And I looked at them and I said, well, you're right. I'm wrong. And, right? So I was like, well, and then I said, well, shit, they right. How can I even say anything to them? Considering they are absolutely correct. That's the truth of it. So I'm saying that right. Oh yeah, you broke his spirits. Yes, I'm sure. Ooh, right, right. So, hey, I got this contact lens. This is awesome. Do y'all have these, the contactless thermometers? Let's see, let's see. How do I do it? There's my baby that broke his spirit. You know, all this crap. So, you know, the reality is these are awesome. You just walk up to people, let me check your temperature. I got it for the wedding. So anyway, sidebar. Um, so yeah, that's what's happening in Chicago. Right. Um, girl, she said something like that. That parent would want to fight her. You said what to me? So hopefully, so what needs to happen right now is they need to start arresting all these people, put them on ankle monitors that was out there looting. All of them, they need to start, you know, ankle monitoring, because once they see, oh shit, we got caught, it'll slow down. You know, this looting and shit that these people are doing, it will. Well, I would have to get a thing for the car, and I'm just not even going out there. So you know, like I'm trying to avoid it as much um, as possible. So I think I got some snacks in the house. I got peanut butter and crackers. I got some food. Now the only thing is that I didn't have enough. I don't think we got enough. Well, we're gonna be on some vegetarian shit for a minute, because I think we're running low on meat in the house. But that's okay. We'll be fine. Oh yeah. So, but my grill has gas. Thank you, Dre. Um, yes, thank you, Audrey. So yes, it's so I say that, and I hate to be this person, but I don't see, and I had already known this. This was before any of this happened. That right, okay. Um, that I'll probably be leaving Chicago. I want to leave Chicago. But that was before this. I just want to get out of the cold. I'm tired of winter times. So I definitely want to move someplace that's warmer. But this type of stuff does solidify that I want to leave. And, you know, yeah, it's, you know, you hate to be like, oh, I gotta go, but I gotta go. Oh, I ain't going to Florida. Nah, Florida wasn't on my list. I like North Carolina. I really like North Carolina. I like the RDU area. Right. Oh, I can't stand the cold. Um, I like the RDU area. I like. I heard Tennessee is nice. It depends on what I'm doing. I do like Austin, Texas area. Um, I do like them. Tennessee could be you know, on the list of places, but it's definitely got to be someplace where it's warmer, because I'm just tired of like super cold winters. You know, yeah, I ain't going to Florida. And even though I've been to Florida and Florida isn't bad, I know somebody who just bought a house down there and been trying to get one forever. But I'm like, Houston, I do like too, but it is extremely hot. But see, I like hot weather. Right. Maryland is nice, but it ain't warm enough. I'm sorry. Right. So it will be, it'll be Like, yeah, I got to go. Cause yeah. And I do like Maryland, but yeah, I might as well stay here. I want to get away from the cold. I just really don't like the cold. Cold keeps me in the house. Cold had me like, nah, my life, my existence is no longer. Uh, yeah. Yes, well, they're trying to get me. Look, Brandon trying to get me to move with them, and then if we move, we gotta get DJ to move. Ooh, yeah, Virginia got some decent heat too. Okay, so you're in the Milwaukee area. Lisa, is Lisa Springer on here? Could you check your text messages? Because I sent you a text message today, ma'am. What you want, Malachi? No, don't you come over here. Brandon, I don't know. Okay, I was just, okay, because I'm like, hello, could you check your text messages, ma'am? Um, because B was going down to, B was going to go to, she was supposed to be going down to her job. Yes, Milwaukee is in Wisconsin. She was supposed to be going down to her job to clear out her desk, but you know that's downtown, so she won't be able to get there tomorrow. Waterloo and Watertown, are those next to each other? They just sound like they should be. Ooh. Yes, when B finishes up school, that will be the decision. What's going to happen? Yep, that will be the decision. Wow, y'all right down the street from each other. And when I come to see you, Lisa, I'm checking you. I'm checking you with my. Wow, Noel says 96.6. I almost eat it for a minute. I love this thing. It's awesome. Everybody should have a contactless thermometer. This is like, whoa, boom. Love it. I love this thing. It's like fun. It's so fun. Yay! It really is. I really like it. I gotta get something for my eyebrows, y'all, because they're drying and I can't have them cracking. So I gotta put some Aquaphor on them, but I can't get to the store. A lot of people from Chicago moved to Minneapolis, to Iowa. Yes, I love them. So I got it because I don't want it to like crack and mess up because I pay too much. They pay too much for these damn eyebrows. You know, Aquaphor is sort of like Vaseline. So I might just have to find Vaseline in the house, because usually I put Vaseline. So I think I'm just gonna put a little because I can't put the Cica Balm because the Cica Balm is too much and it lifts the color up too much. So I'm gonna have to like just put a little Vaseline on here. Yeah, I gotta go find me some. No, you don't put Neosporin on it. You just want something to keep it kind of moist, you know, so it doesn't crack because it's scabbing up. So you want to keep the scab a little soft, but you don't want to use too much because I've done that before. Because if you do too much, it takes away the color. So it's like this fine line. So I'm gonna just put it on once and call it a day. And then, you know, so we can see how they look. I'm so into my brows now. Listen, I'm now a brow chick, only because I don't have to do them. Right, that's what Aquaphor petroleum jelly. Because I know my brother, my brother does tattoos. He either tells you to do Aquaphor. I don't know. We don't have any A&D ointment, but A&D ointment has other stuff in it that will affect the tattoo. So you never want to do A&D ointment. You want to do Aquaphor. You want to do like Vaseline. That's pretty much only the two things that any tattoo artist will tell you to put on them is Aquaphor and Vaseline. I just can't. I get heavy-handed, so I'm just gonna put a little on, and I'm gonna do it like that, and I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna let them, cause I can tell they starting to scab up. But I don't scab a lot. See, that's the other thing. I don't scab a lot. I be thinking I'm scabbing, but I really don't. All right, y'all. We hit an hour. Thank y'all for hanging out as usual. I'm gonna go on and like do something. Maybe make some peanut butter and crackers for dinner. I don't feel like cooking. The day has just like taken it. Does it hurt? This? Oh yeah. Actually, okay. It doesn't hurt as much as other tattoos I've had because she actually numbs the area. And so do the scabbing hurt? No. It's just, you know what? It's like any scab, like it'll get, itchy. So that's what you're using the Vaseline for, is to make sure that you don't have the itchiness. And it softens up the scab so they'll just fall off better than if you left it alone, because then it'll lift up your ink. So right, yeah, like now it's a little itchy, and like here I can feel the right in here. So, but it was, she said wait 3 days before I did anything to like let it settle in. So I let it sit, set for 3 days, and now I need to put something on it to soften it up. But yeah. All right, y'all. Now that we've had this whole conversation again, we digress so much on my channel. I wish I could stay focused. I wish I had that focus, that laser focus, like people say, just keep it here and speak for 10 minutes and be out. That never happens here. All right, y'all. Why is my room hot? All right, Karen, you stay safe too, because they up in your area too, honey. Because y'all see what they did to North Avenue. They killed North Avenue. Right? Okay, so okay. Maybe I'm undiagnosed. I don't know. Okay. Oh, there it is. They closed down Milwaukee. See, it's like where can we shop? What can we get? They're closing down the streets so that people don't loot. So that's what's happening. They're closing down the streets in Chicago. Yeah. So they're shutting. Milwaukee is a very heavy, retail area. So they're shutting it down. So, yeah. And Milwaukee Avenue is really filled with small businesses. You know what I'm saying? It's really small business. Barbara, are you here? With really small, aren't you in this area? With really small businesses, and so they really will hurt very, small business owners, because the majority of Milwaukee Avenue is just, some people, boutiques and bars and stuff that are, just trying to struggle and make it, and so that's what's, I got a problem with looting in such a bad way, but it's even worse when you hit like those kind of people who really are just trying to, make their way. All right. No, Milwaukee Avenue is a street in Chicago, Roblox. So just so you understand that, Milwaukee Avenue is a street here, and that's why we're saying they closed down Milwaukee Avenue, because it's a street here. Yeah, they really have been. Yeah, and so on top of everything else, then you got this kind of stuff going on. So, and they like, ooh, shoes, ooh, clothes. We're gonna take your shit. Even though that could be like, they barely had enough to, cover the cost of that merchandise or something, or they're struggling to make the money back to, it's fucked up. All right, y'all. See y'all later.